Good morning, guys. So it's Tuesday morning and I'm at my cottage on Lake Scugog, and the plan today is we're gonna ride onto the Scugog Island and then across onto mainland and then towards Lindsay and maybe even up towards the Twin Mountains area, which is towards Bobcaygeon. I'm riding my dad's Polaris Indy XC 129 850. It's a 2019 today. Basically, my machine is at the dealer. I didn't tell you guys about this issue yet, but basically my front track shock underneath my machine had a leak and it was letting in water. So when I was coming in the morning to get my machine for a ride, the front track shock would be completely compressed where you couldn't even see any of the shaft because it was completely inside the shock body. So I took it to the dealer and they replaced the whole shock, no questions asked, and I should be picking it up today or tomorrow. And then after that, we're heading on Friday. Me, Mike, Costa, Andrew, and our buddy Rich Outdoors are heading to Temiskaming to do a 4-day trip in Quebec. So I will have my sled for that. But for today, I wanted to go for a rip on the Polaris. I haven't ridden in Port Perry area, which is my stomping grounds, for a long time. And the trails looked freshly groomed coming into the cottage, and they posted on Facebook that the trails were freshly groomed last night. So I'm excited. Hopefully it's going to be a great day, and we will see you guys on the trail. Okay, so we're leaving the cottage and jumping onto Scugog. It's actually, it's pretty sad. I grew up riding here my whole life. My whole childhood I used to ride here with my dad. And since the past few years we haven't been able to. We started going to Aurelia, and then now we're going even further north. So it's pretty sad. The Port Perry Snowmobile Club and the Heart of Ontario Snowmobile Club and all the clubs in this area do an amazing job when they get the snow to work with. But they can only do as much as the conditions allow. So it's hard, but they're both amazing clubs, and they groom and they do amazing work. So I'm excited to get out. This is like, I know these trails like the back of my hand, so I can't wait to ride them. And Scugog, as you can see, is pretty good. For me, when it comes to lake running, I have two rules. One, if it's staked, I'm good to go. If it's not staked, I either need to know the lake or I need to be with someone that knows the lake. I'll never go on a lake I don't know that's not staked without someone that knows the lake. So Scugog, I know the lake. I know exactly where the pressure cracks are. So I am confident riding on Scugog. But other lakes, not a chance. Yeah, definitely low snow to what they usually have and to what I grew up riding, but nonetheless, still nice to ride out of my cottage, which for me is only 45 minutes away from my house. So super convenient. The other reason I really like the Port Perry trails is I say this all the time, but there's a combination. Like when you get to the E108 trail that goes west of the clubhouse, it's pretty, east of the clubhouse, sorry, the Port Perry clubhouse, it's pretty straight and quick. While the island trail is pretty windy in some places, and then there's farm fields you go through in others. So there's a good combination and you really won't get bored. It's an amazing trail. And the other thing I really like about the Port Perry Club, and a lot of clubs are starting to do this, when they have the opportunity to, they'll split up the same trail and make west or east going one way and the opposite direction going the other way, so that you it's just safer for you, right? The more that the trail splits up, the less likely you are to encounter someone in a corner. So it's really great work that the clubs do that. And that's one of the things I've noticed about this area. Like when you're heading east of the clubhouse towards Ganaraska, when you come into Ganaraska Forest, the E108 East is a whole separate trail to the E108 West. It's also really beautiful in here. In the tight trees, you either love it or you hate it. Like, I don't know if I would love it like this all day, but having a little bit of it is nice. Man, I gotta say, after riding my dad's machine for a little bit, I like the front end. I think it's a good handling machine, but I miss my XRS. In my opinion, the suspension, the rear suspension on my XRS, this doesn't hold a candle to it, not even close.
listen, it's not an XCR, so I don't expect it to. It doesn't have the velocity shock. It only has the regular Walker Evans shocks, so not hugely surprised. But it's still pretty good for your average trail chatter. And that's another thing. Make sure you slow down. There's people walking on the trail. You don't want to piss them off because they're usually local, and then they'll complain, and then you could see the trail being shut down or thrown onto the road. I'm just not as confident on this machine as I am on mine. I can't take a corner as quickly. This machine is more positive in the corners. I'm just used to my machine. I'm used to the way I sit. I'm used to everything about it. And I have to say, my oxygen visor right now is on top heat, and my face is very warm. So in a second here, once we have a wide area, I'm gonna pull over so I can open my visor and lower the setting, because right now I'm sweating. Okay, here's perfect. Okay, so I just got onto the E108 heading north to cross over the Seagrave River and then head past Annie's Country Diner and towards Lindsay. And as you can see, trail is freshly groomed. I hope you enjoyed that time lapse on the island. The island was groomed too, but in some areas it was pretty thin. They're doing the best with the snow they have, that's for sure. But this looks pretty darn good. Okay, so I just crossed over the Seagrave River, and now we're heading right towards Fenelon Falls on the E108, which I believe once we cross Annie's Country Diner, which is right at Ramsey Road in Simcoe, which is basically exactly where my cottage is. Once we cross there, then we should be turning into the heart of Ontario Snowmobile Club. But as you can see, the Port Perry Club is doing a good job with what they have. Listen, as you can see here, there's not much snow. People are gassing through the corners and pushing the snow away, but it's not bad. So I just crossed over Ramsey Road, which is right by my cottage, and this trail is freshly groomed. You can't see it here. There's a few tracks on it, but once we get to the actual trail, you're gonna see it, and it's mint. Ready for it? Look at this. Literally probably like the third or fourth track on it. This is pure perfection. Yeah, not a bump in sight. Freshly groomed. I am the first tracks on this side. Did not expect this for Southern Ontario for it to be this good, but in the fields and in the open areas, it's really good, and then in the woods, it's a little bit hairy and a little bit snurty because they need more snow. Yeah, so that is the H6 that heads towards Sunderland on our left. And then this is the continuation of the E108, still heading towards Lindsay. And what I can tell, the Heart of Ontario Club, I don't know if they groomed last night, but their trails are still pretty impeccable and hardly any bumps. So I'm pretty satisfied. And yeah, now we're on the rail line portion of the trail. One thing I noticed about my dad's machine is it transfers way more. It lifts the skis very easily. Slow down, be respectful. is mint. I stopped and spoke to a few of the people walking on the trail, and I'm happy to tell you that they said every sledder that passed them today slowed right down as they were coming by them, which is super respectful. And I'm happy that people are doing that. And I told them, and I said, listen, majority of the guys will slow down for you, and the few that don't are just assholes, and they don't represent majority of the people in this sport. And they 100% agreed. So I'm happy that the locals, at least in this area, are supportive of the sport. And yeah, listen, they want to walk on a nice scenic trail too, and it's a rail line, so it's a multi-use trail, and everyone has to respect each other, and that's exactly what's been happening. Oh, that guy that just passed me there was the older gentleman that I met in the Port Perry area that came up to Fenelon and went for a ride. The rail line coming north of Lindsay, there's some areas where it's a little skinny, but it's flat and it's been groomed. I can tell it's been groomed very recently because there is not a single bump. Piston Alley. You can see that it's skinny. It's weird because when I was here 3 weeks ago, there was more snow on this rail line than there is now. But yet, 3 weeks ago it was yellow, and now it's green. And it's also peculiar because 3 weeks ago, none of the other trails in the area were open, and this was. And now all the other trails in the area are open, and they're not as skinny as this. So I think it's purely the amount of traffic that this rail line's been seeing, especially because for the longest time it was the only trail open. Everyone and their mother came and rode this trail and just ate out all the snow. It will probably get better as we come into Kinmount, which is what I expect, because they have more snow. But nonetheless, still a pretty decent ride. Just coming through Fenelon Falls right now. A lot of people walking on the rail line. And listen, it's a beautiful day for it. It's sunny. It's the warmest day of the week. So I commend them. We're all going out on sleds. They might as well go out and walk. It's a great day to be outside. Oh yeah, look how brown this trail is here. They need more snow. Everywhere needs more snow. Nice 900 Ace Turbo Grand Touring, I think. Yeah, all the snow on this bridge is melted. According to this map here, we're going to continue north on the B103, and then we're going to head east on the E108 towards Twin Mountain. You guys enjoying the beautiful weather? Enjoy. It really is crazy. Everyone is out walking today. I've probably seen 50 people walking, and I've seen 6 sleds all day. I can't believe how many trailers are here on a Tuesday. This is insane. Wow, it's busy. I'm happy I started in Port Perry where no one was there. All the sleds, I saw 4 this morning, 4 or 5, and then all the rest of the sleds I've seen have been since coming through Fenelon Falls. Before that, I hardly saw anything. So yeah, sucks for the guys that started here, and good for me getting to ride freshly groomed trails all morning. Yeah, so just cut east on the E108, heading towards the Twin Mountain area, and the plan is to go up the E108 all the way to the 460 and take the 460 back down to the E108 and then head back to Port Perry. Now, at the stop over there on the rail line, I was speaking to guys that came from Bobcaygeon, and they said, yeah, you should definitely head that way because the trails are all freshly groomed. And that's what I've heard. The Twin Mountain Club apparently does an awesome job and is grooming constantly, according to everyone I've spoken to. And it's crazy that I've never ridden the area because I usually go up north. So I'm excited to try it out and see what the trails are like and what the area has to offer. Uh-oh, why is this happening all the time? Why is there FedEx trucks driving onto the trail? This happens constantly. The GPS tells them to go there. I've seen it all over Facebook, but I haven't seen it in person. Let's ask him. What happened? Didn't think this was a trail?
According to my GPS, it takes me right to Shield.
The problem with GPS is winter. It is a road, I think, in the summertime, but in the wintertime it isn't. Yeah.
Just somebody was coming by and I moved a bit and then...
How are you going to get out of here?
Well, I got a tow guy coming up now.
Okay, good luck. I didn't say it to him, but he needs to use some common sense. Does this look like a road to you? No, it doesn't. And now they're going to wreck the trail coming in with a tow truck. Okay, so I am officially entering the Twin Mountains Snowmobile Club area. So I hope you guys enjoyed that time lapse. That was of the Twin Mountains portion of the E108, the 460, and the 408, or sorry, the 480 that takes you up to the Forest Mountain Lookout. I didn't make it all the way up to the lookout because you can't really get up there by sled. There were rocks everywhere, and I didn't feel like walking up there, so we turned around. All I can say is the trails live up to the hype. These are probably the best trails I've ridden today in terms of amount of snow, twisties, hills, straights. These are awesome. So, super impressed. Just wanted to show the Twin Mountains Snowmobile Club groomer shed and then the clubhouse over there. People are parked here going riding. This club is doing an amazing job. All of their trails are impeccable. The first and only groomer I saw today was the Twin Mountains groomer out there. So yeah, definitely after being here, I'm gonna come back to this area because these are some awesome trails. And now we are approaching the Kawartha Lakes Snowmobile Club groomer. Everyone's doing a great job. Have a good day. Look at that ribbon right there. Listen, it's not perfect because they need more snow, but can't complain. It's flat. Okay, so we're back at Ramsey Road, which is basically where my cottage is. So the trail heads right across the road over here to the right, and that heads south to Port Perry. But I continue straight. So yeah, I'll do a little bit of road running, and then once I get down there, I'll be able to get off the road for a little bit. I've been bugging and trying to ask the Port Perry Snowmobile Club if they'd be interested in extending the trail and getting a trail here, and I could speak to the landowners, because I know a bunch of them down here, to extend the trail from Ramsey, from basically where Annie's Country Diner is, all the way until here. Because there's a lot of people that live on Pleasant Point and in this subdivision over here that could be that would give them access to the trail without having to road run. instead of running the road here, I'm just gonna go down to the lake. Yeah, so this is Chickadee Park. This is where we launch our boats in the summertime. Huh. And now I'll just hop on the lake and cut across. And I'm back at the cottage. That was a pretty good day of riding. Okay guys, so I'm gonna load up and head home, and we will see you soon because we'll be recording in Quebec on Friday. Thanks for watching.
If you liked that video, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the Sled Addicts YouTube channel, where we release content on everything snowmobiles. Also, hit that bell icon so you can be updated every time we release new videos.